Welcome back to Running Shoes Guru. My name's Brandon and today I'm reviewing the Nike Zoomfly 4. When the original Zoomfly was launched in 2017, it was the world's first plated training companion. And it was designed to be a more durable, cheaper version of the Vaporfly 4%. Since then, other training companions like the Boston 10, Endorphin Speed, Fuel Cell TC and Deviate Nitro have also popped up and joined this new category of running shoes. I've never been a big fan of the Zoomfly series. I found their midsoles to feel bottom heavy and their uppers uncomfortable. To me, all the Zoomfly versions have been poor training counterparts to the Vaporflies. The Zoomfly 4 has been 2 years in the making, and surprisingly, it maintains the same midsole and outsole as the Zoomfly 3, and it only receives a new upper. The Zoomfly 4 weighs 0.7 ounces or 20 grams more than its predecessor, but it still maintains the same 39mm heel and 31mm forefoot. It also still costs $160, which is a great price for a full-length carbon-plated trainer. My first run was a 10K at a steady 5 minutes per kilometer pace, and I was really taken back with how much more comfortable and engaging the ride felt compared to the Zoomfly 3. It was really snappy and easy to pick up the pace because of how rigid the carbon plate was. And I felt like I wasn't expending a lot of energy to reach the speeds that my watch was indicating. Now this was confusing because the Zoomfly 4 has the exact same sole as the Zoomfly 3, so it should have the same ride. Yet I liked version 4's ride much more than version 3's. I do a lot of speed workouts in the Vaporfly, and the ride of the Zoomfly 4 was the most similar feeling to it. The Zoomfly 4 was however much more stable because of its firmer ride and also not as bouncy. The Zoomfly 4 is a good training companion to the Vaporfly Next too, because they both have that signature forward tipping sensation. The React midsole of the Zoomfly 4 is firmer and denser than the soft, super bouncy midsole of the Vaporfly Next too. So the Zoomfly 4 is not as lively and not as comfortable for long distance runs. The Zoomfly 4 is a maximalist trainer, and it's almost at the 40mm stack height limit for World Athletics races. So although the shoe rides firm, it's still very well cushioned and can easily handle full marathon distances. One thing that the Zoomfly 4 doesn't handle very well is slow paces. So it's not a very versatile shoe. During easy runs, I tend to land further back on my feet, so the shoe feels slightly unstable because of its narrow midfoot and rear foot. Also during easy paces, my foot feels like it's trying to bend the carbon plate instead of rolling over it, so it also feels really awkward. It shines during tempo or steady paces because its firm midsole allows you to tap into its speed. And when going fast, you can lean forward and load the forefoot. So this propels you forward like a springboard would. The carbon plate in the Zoomfly 4 is about the same stiffness as the one in the Vaporfly Next, and this gives it a really unnatural ride. So I prefer to use the Zoomfly 4 for faster efforts only rather than as a daily trainer. The Zoomfly 4 has the perfect placement of outsole rubber. It's the same design as the Vaporfly Next with the entire forefoot covered with rubber and 2 longitudinal strips on the rear foot. The dense React midsole foam, which forms part of the outsole, is much more abrasion resistant than the average midsole foam, so you don't have to worry about foam chips or scuffs. I've put about 93 kilometers on my pair, and this outer lateral rubber area has already smoothed down and almost worn down to the midsole, which is a bit disappointing. Traction is not very good on wet surfaces because of how flat and hard the outsole rubber is, but grip is fine on dry surfaces. The new modified upper of the Zoomfly 4 is easily the best Zoomfly upper to date, and it makes it a much better shoe. It's still a booty construction, but it's much more performance oriented than any other booty construction I've tried. The lightweight updated mesh is softer and more comfortable than the Zoomfly 3's Vaporweave, and it's also more porous, so breathability is better. There are now midfoot flywire cables to provide more support, and these cables are soft and stretchy so they don't dig into your feet like in previous Pegasus versions. There's soft foam padding on the inside of the heel counter, and this keeps your heel locked in place. There aren't any double last row eyelets for a runner's knot, but there isn't any heel slippage. The Zoomfly 4 fits true to size, and it's more accommodating than previous versions, but it's still on the narrow side, so it's not suitable for wide feet. The Zoomfly 4 is only an upper update, but it feels like a completely different shoe to the Zoomfly 3. The superb upper has transformed the Zoomfly into a trainer that I actually look forward to wearing. The new breathable upper provides excellent foot lockdown and is a lot more comfortable than the stiff, plastic feeling loose Vaporweave upper of the Zoomfly 3. The sole and the upper of the shoe now work together, and it feels like a much more cohesive shoe. Not only is it a great training companion to the Vaporfly Next Percent 2, but it's also one of my favorite training companions because of how stiff its carbon plate is. It gives you a similar feel to a racer. It feels faster and snappier than the Endorphin Speed 2, smoother and less complicated than the Tempo Next Percent, and a lot more stable than the Fuel Cell TC. It also has much better foot lockdown than the Deviate Nitro and the Boston 10. I'm definitely keeping the Zoomfly 4 in my shoe rotation. I'll use it for tempo, threshold and interval workouts because it's much more durable than the average super shoe, and it still manages to feel fast. If you've run in any of the previous Zoomfly versions, let us know what your thoughts are on them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and please remember to like the video and subscribe to Running Shoes Guru.